we stayed here for 1 month. With my newfound ability to work remotely, I decided to follow a dream of living overseas. Me and my family has always been avid travelers, but it was always limited to a week or two. This only gave us enough time to sample the local culture but never engulf ourselves in it. So last April, I booked a flight for a 33-day stay in Korea. I haven't been back here since 2017, so we had a bit of trouble getting used to the public transportation system. Sometimes it wasn't crowded, but a lot of times it was standing room only. We were still fortunate that we had the ability to travel the country without the need to rent a car. Our family stayed at the western part of Incheon near Subong Park. It was a workout just to get to our place.
Every day after our trip, we walk up this big hill, which is fine, but it's a much harder with this creature on my back.
What?
And then, to top it off, we gotta go up another hill. You would never think there's a space here to go through just by looking at it from the street. But then, as you turn the corner, here's a labyrinth. Super tiny alley, huh? And you turn around, and here we are. Nobody would ever come through this area unless you live here. And then you keep going, and here is our Airbnb. The very bottom floor.
This place had a small kitchenette. One bedroom was my office. Sorry about the mess. Another room was for my wife to do makeup. And then there's the room we all slept in.
The good part, bonus, was that they had this piano. So now Dylan can practice his piano. He doesn't have to waste time.
There was only one bathroom. By the way, this bidet was awesome. Wish I could take it with me.
And special feature, dance party! Alright, so we're doing laundry in Korea, first time. Put that down. I don't even know how they got this in here. So we've been using this app called Papago that allows you to translate text. Just gotta take a picture of it. And yep, it's all in English now.
A better app would be to use Google Translate, but we didn't know about it at the time. After the wash was done, we popped the clothes into the dryer.
Yes, we now know how to work the laundry and the washing machine in Korea. And some essential travel gears that you definitely need is to get one of these power banks. This allows you to charge on the go. When we rented a car, we actually didn't need something like this because we could just charge inside the car. But since we don't have a car, we definitely need to bring one of these so we can have all of our devices not run out of batteries. And of course, this pocket Wi-Fi has been super handy, super useful. The battery seems to last for at least 10 hours. I mean, from full charge and just using it, it seemed like it gave me like almost a full day of power. It was just maybe the last hour that it kind of died. But these things stay on for a very long time, and I just pop it in my backpack while we're walking.
Now that we took a tour of the inside of our place, let me show you around the neighborhood.
See, this is like right in front of our Airbnb. And if you looked at this from the street view on Google, this building used to be here. So they took this down pretty recently. And then you look over here, there's a lot more demolition that's happened. Some property developer probably purchased a lot of the land here. And a lot of these old buildings, like this building here, if you walk by it, it looks abandoned. But as you can see also, the neighbors didn't just waste this land, this open land. They've cultivated it. There's a garden going on right there, and they've made rows here, so I think they're gonna grow something else. And they've done the same thing on that empty lot right here. But I'm pretty sure these are gonna be some kind of brand new houses in the future.
And to prove this wasn't just at our house, here's another random lot with the same kind of garden. This just goes to show you the kind of people Koreans are. Nothing goes to waste.
Okay, I don't know if you guys can see this on the camera, but they pretty much demolished this entire block of houses. It's a big space there. I think they're gonna build or rebuild apartment buildings here. This daycare is still here, but right next to it is all gone. All of this right now is being demolished. This entire city block is completely gone. What used to be here isn't here anymore. So I'm actually curious, if I ever come back to Korea, I want to come to this spot and see what they've built here, because it's going to be like a giant apartment complex. I know it.
And when you just walk through a neighborhood, it's nothing but small apartment buildings. There's so many people in the city that they have to literally live on top of each other. One of the most beautiful parts about coming to Korea in the spring are these cherry blossoms. Every day we walk to this park to get to the subway station. It's called Juin Park, which translates to Landlord Park. That's kind of a weird brag.
For some reason, calming beautiful music started playing here in the middle of the park.
I tried to research what this was, and it might be a musical cue for street cleaning. Or it might have been a sick joke to remind all the elderly that their end is near.
Oh, no.
The walk to the subway station was 15 minutes long, so we would take breaks at this playground. I can't believe after a long and tiring day, these kids still had the energy to do ellipticals.
Okay, so me and Dylan is going early in the morning to do some grocery shopping. We're gonna go check out some of these local markets and see what they have. Alright, so here's our haul right here. We got some onions, milk, chips, strawberry, and Dylan has the rice. Okay, so make sure that you have a backpack to put all of your groceries, or it's gonna be a lot of things to carry. This is what shopping looks like in Korea. No car. We gotta carry all this on our own. It's definitely a workout. You don't need a gym in Korea. Just everyday normal activities, normal errands is like 200-300 calories burned. Easy. So I just realized they gave me the actual bowls, and I have no idea if we gotta return these. No, she didn't say anything, but I'm gonna return it because I don't need these and they look like nice bowls. So I'm actually gonna give this back to them.
Cooking food at home was the primary way we saved money on our trip.
And here's my darling making miracles happen right here in Korea. Our host has left us this whole box full of kimchi. Guess what? We completely ate it all in about 3 weeks, maybe less than 3 weeks. And here we are making kimchi fried rice. And here we are eating our Korean style meal using these to-go containers. And I'd like to also share this great setup that my wife has made. This is our garden in Korea. Great traveling hack, especially out here in Korea where going grocery shopping is actually quite difficult. It's not the same as in America where you can just put all your groceries inside of a trunk. You're kind of limited by what you can carry.
We finally come to the part of the video where we need to discuss something serious. If you've never been to Korea before, you need to really understand this. The trash situation is absolutely insane to the membrane. To explain, there's almost no trash bins anywhere, and when you do find some, they look like this. What in God's green earth? You see, Korea is a small country with a ton of people, and they were running out of places to put the garbage. The landfills were becoming an absolute environmental hazard. I mean, have you smelled kimchi before? So the government enacted some swift measures such as mandatory recycling and volume-based fee systems. This of course increased illegal dumping. Well, there was a simple solution to that. Heavy fines were imposed on whoever was caught, and get this, if you ratted your neighbor out, you would get 80% of the fine. I happen to remember another country incorporating similar self-policing tactics. Anyways, to sum it up, garbage is no joke. Trash is separated in this way. There is a general waste bag which is usually white. This is where you put everything that is non-recyclable and not food waste. Then you have the yellow food waste bag. Anything that can be composted goes in here. A few exceptions is bones and eggshells. Those go in the general waste bag. Finally, you have recyclables that can go in any bag. Items such as paper, plastic, and metal. If you're in an apartment complex, sometimes they have designated areas to separate your recyclables. But in our case, we had to place it in a regular shopping bag. You can purchase the general and food waste bags at a convenience or grocery store.
Here's our first bag of garbage. And I will be placing this in its final resting place. Bye bye, Sidegi. Bye bye.
Yes, that's correct. You literally leave your trash on the side of the street. A trash company cleans these piles a few times a week, but the odor after a few days can make your knees buckle.
And here's another little tip about Korea. They don't have a lot of trash cans, so I actually have to pack my trash away till we get home.
And when you do find some public trash bins, you have to separate them like these folks. It may not seem like a big deal, but little things like this makes living in Korea slightly uncomfortable. But I'm aware this is better for the environment, so I'm definitely not knocking it.
Watch out for crosswalks like this, because almost nobody ever stops for you. You gotta make sure it has a light if you want to cross safely. Like almost nobody ever stops on these type of crosswalks. You literally have to just run across. So these are the ones you gotta look for. That way the cars do stop for that and you can get across safely. But if you're an adventurous type, go along the ones without signals. It's a good way to play Frogger, live action Frogger.
I looked into why cars don't stop for pedestrians, and it's because they don't enforce traffic laws. It's kind of ironic that garbage is valued above human lives. I'm actually not upset at this mentality. Whenever I see an able-bodied person casually taking their time across the street, it can be tempting to hit the gas.
Can you imagine driving through these tiny streets? Anybody who says Koreans are bad drivers or Asians are bad drivers never drove through a Korean street before. This is literally one lane street. There's no two lanes here. It's just all one lane. And tiny parking spots. You gotta have skill to drive like this.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to record the tooth coming out, but it was awesome to have this milestone happen in Korea.
And now we're in Daiso. Daiso in Korea. Let's see what they have here.
This Daiso was only a 5-minute walk from our house, so we went there several times to shop. For those who are familiar with Daiso, you know that this is a discount store similar to Dollar Tree in America. Daiso had its humble beginnings as a street vending 100 yen shop owned by Hirotake Yano and his wife in 1972. He ran his business from the back of a truck. And the reason he sold things for 100 yen was simply to make the accounting easier. What a practical guy.
Wow.
In 1977, the company got rebranded as Daiso and has since grown to over 5,000 stores worldwide. The secret sauce to their success is the procurement of the highest quality merchandise. They do this by purchasing items in large volumes in order to get a bulk discount.
Holy moly.
Yano also realized if he spent an extra 10 yens, the quality improves drastically and the customers are more satisfied. This positively altered the perception of the store. Because of this, customers are more likely to impulse buy and do treasure hunting. And unlike the 99-cent store or Dollar Tree in America, Daiso is frequently found near high-end department stores, instead of ghetto neighborhoods infested with hood rats. Make sure to wear a bulletproof vest next time you go to the Dollar Tree. Taking us back to Korea. Korea has the second most Daiso stores in the world, with Japan being the first. Outside of Japan, I've never seen so many Daisos in my life. I mean, Korea is a quarter of the size of California and they currently have 1,150 stores. It literally felt like there was a Daiso on every block. And it didn't seem like a big thing at the time, but the logo looked different. Was my mind playing tricks on me? Did I just get Mandela affected by Daiso? Mandela effect, popularized phenomenon in which a large group of people collectively misremember facts, events, or other details in a consistent manner. Actually, no, I wasn't crazy. The Japanese logo is pink and looks like this, while the Korean one is red and looks like this. But why?
I don't know.
The Daiso in Korea started as a Korean firm, Asung, in 1997. They had a similar business, so Daiso of Japan invested 4.3 billion won into their company, and they swiftly got rebranded. Plus, Daiso sounded similar to Daiso, which means I have everything in Korean. It all fell into place, so Daiso of Korea and Daiso of Japan functioned as one unit for about 10 years.
Islands disputed by two Asian neighbors are at the center of a fresh flare-up of tension. South Korea has flexed its military muscle, staging a defense drill to drive back any foreign landings from the outcrop it calls Dokdo.
But in 2011, Korea and Japan had a land conflict about an island known as Liancourt Rocks. These islands fall halfway between Korea and Japan, and both countries are claiming ownership of it. They are no more than 47 acres in size, with steep cliffs and a total population of 2. A husband and wife team that spends their days catching octopus. So what's the big deal? Turns out it's simply because of national pride. And instead of taking a neutral stance, Daiso of Japan hops onto the bandwagon. In 2011, Daiso of Korea split relations with its parent company, redesigned their logo, and refused to sell any more of Daiso of Japan's products. Interesting enough, they did keep the same name. You can't really put a price on brand recognition. Today, Daiso of Korea is a fully Korean-owned company after they bought out the Japanese shares sometime in 2023. Going through the aisle, I would never have guessed this wasn't the same store, as everything looks similar. But it's good to know that if you shop here, you'll find items you can't get at any other Daisos in the world. When living in Korea for any length of time, you'll learn a few interesting things about the culture.
Okay, so we're here in one of the bathrooms, and this is actually a bar of soap.
I've heard of soap on a rope, but this is soap on a stick. They were actually invented in the 1950s from France, and they're called savon rotatif. Hope I pronounced that right. This contraption allows for quick drying with no mess. They're usually found in public bathrooms.
The windows that they have in Korea, it has like 2 layers. So in our Airbnb was the same as this. It has one layer like this and another layer like that. There's like 3 layers of windows. I'm actually wondering why they design them like that, because in America it's literally just one. You know, you don't have like 3 or double layers like this.
This information wasn't easy to find, but they're called double sliding windows and is to prevent condensation. For those who don't know, condensation could lead to mold and mildew, which is a serious problem in homes. And if you look back at how older homes were made, they also used two windows. There would be an outer window which was made of glass and an inner window made of paper. This provided insulation and the occupant could choose to either have dispersed light from the paper or a clear view from the glass.
Korea is really into lucky boxes. And this is not bad. It's only 5,000 won for these lucky box. So we got one from Toys R Us, we got one from Butter, and I don't know, maybe we should take a chance with these.
Although the concept of lucky boxes or blind boxes is fairly new in the States, it's actually been around since the 1980s. Like a lot of trends, it started in Japan and was a fun way to manage leftover inventory. They called this fukubukuro or lucky bag. It's cool to see this trend in Korea as it feels like a fun way to sell extra stock. It really plays into people's gambling addictions.
Johnny!
So we've been here for about a week. I see these people with orange jackets on, and they go around collecting garbage off the street. Litter patrol.
I couldn't find too much information about who these people were, but I guess this is a great way for retired people to give something back to the community.
Okay, so today is the last day and the last few minutes in our Airbnb, when we will never see this place again.
It's crazy how fast 33 days go by when you're having fun.
Our last day in Korea. My grandparents aren't home. Just picking up our luggage.
We're now in the last hours of our trip, but before going back home, we had to stop by our favorite donut place. It's called Subong Byeolmaru Donuts, which I think translate to Subong Star Donuts. This place only serves what they call chapsal donuts. Chapsal translates to glutinous rice. These are made with sweet rice flour and they're usually filled with red bean paste. Its outside is crunchy, but the inside is soft and chewy. This snack is commonly found at Korean bakeries all over the country. But what makes Subong Byeolmaru's donuts special is the fillings they use. Their specialty donuts have a whipped cream filling commonly found on cakes. They even had one that was custard. Of course, there are a variety of flavors to choose from. They even sprinkle some powdered sugar on top so it resembles a mini cake. Before going to the airport, we had a taste test at the subway station.
Finally get a chance to try one of these.
We've tried these chapsal donuts at many places across Korea, but nothing beats Subong Byeolmaru in flavor and texture.
I'm gonna pick the red one. Let's see if this is all the hype. I know this flavor. The only difference is that this has a different filling.
It's like the little ball is
But-
like it's giant.
They sell this at a lot of Korean bakeries. This one is original. It's a fried mochi. And this one just has red bean as a filling. Yummy in my tummy.
So there's a party in my tummy. Now there's a party in my tummy.
And all the kids love it. Nolan loves it.
I love it.
Ellie loves it. He finally gets to have her donut. Yeah, they look very cute.
This is lemon cream.
Great presentation. So we're at the airport right now. And there's this exhibit. Wow! Crazy!
The cool thing about Incheon Airport is that they have rotating exhibits such as this one called Vivid Space. The Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism unveiled this innovative multimedia venue that features Korean content converged with cutting-edge technology. It's located in Terminal 1's Transportation Center, and the space is divided into 2 rooms. The first room hosts the interactive exhibit Twilight. I felt like I was traveling through space and time. They use a technology called projection mapping. This room also has little beanbags where guests can sit, relax, and enjoy the show. The second room is called Dream Flight, which requires visitors to color their own airplanes. The worker then scans the plane and it appears somewhere in the projected room.
Nolan's just coloring in his plane. Any finishing touches on this, Nolan? Are you ready for it to fly?
It's time for the magic. Let's see what happens next.
Look at it! It just came out. That's yours. Nolan, your plane is taking off.
And the best part about Vivid Space is that it's completely free of charge. So if you're passing through Incheon Airport, don't forget to check it out.
We are finally back home and everything got moved around once again. And the kids are just trying on their clothes.
Well, that was an amazing trip, everyone. Thanks for sticking it out to the end. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed these videos, here's some more suggestions. On this channel, I produce entertaining educational travel content, and if that's your thing, please consider subscribing. And with that, I'll see you on the next Pixix adventure.